Hi, it's James Adonopoulos here, the Academic Dean of Kaplan Business School, desperately hoping you haven't forgotten about us. That's because for many of you watching this video, it may have been a year since you graduated. A year during which the world has changed more dramatically than ever, certainly more dramatically than many of us can remember. We would have loved so much to host the type of graduation ceremony you deserve. We already had beautiful venues booked and lavish catering selected. We even had our guests confirmed and our speakers sorted. Unfortunately, due to social distancing restrictions and travel bans, we had to postpone these events until January or February next year. Regardless, I do not want this to be a negative or a sad message at all, because I know for sure that our graduation ceremonies will definitely be held as soon as COVID-19 is nothing but a distant memory. And what I also know for sure is that it matters less how dark and gloomy the people around us are feeling and acting and looking. What matters more is that among the chaos and among the noise, you're able to identify the bright spots. You're able to identify the opportunities. You're able to secure for yourself the kind of future you deserve. To figure out the kind of future you deserve, you have to first understand yourself. And while you're trying to understand yourself, it's important you stop and smell the roses. Since most of you are international students, it's possible you may not be familiar with that term. When you stop and smell the roses, it basically means you pause, maybe take a deep breath, and reflect on your accomplishments and how grateful you are for having achieved them. When people walk through a garden, very busy, very rushed, they ignore the beauty around them. But when they stop and notice the colour of a bright rose in the bush, their appreciation for life, their wonder, their awe is magnified. So, here are some ideas of what you deserve to be proud of. You might deserve to be proud that you left your home country, where you had the love and support of family and close friends, a country where you knew the language, only to come to Australia, where you succeeded in your studies despite feeling homesick, despite not knowing anyone, despite struggling with the English language. Maybe you deserve to be proud because your first few trimesters here were really, really difficult. Perhaps you failed some subjects and yet still managed to overcome those setbacks, to overcome the impacts not only to the extended length of your course, but to your self-esteem, such that now you're a graduate of a globally recognized qualification. It could also be you deserve to be proud because you've been confronted. You've been confronted by unexpected setbacks, especially over the past few months if they involved the loss of your job, for example, which meant you had to complete your studies during a financially precarious time. Whatever reason you have for feeling proud, please remember this. We are just as proud of you. And as you're contemplating the next stage of your life, I'd like you to keep in mind that just because you stop and smell the roses doesn't mean you won't get pricked by a thorn on the stem. A thorn that shocks and hurts, because life is full of thorns. You'll definitely feel pain in many different forms throughout the years and decades ahead. Your challenge is nonetheless observe the beauty, the wonder, the awe of the roses in your life that grant you very good reasons to smile. One rose is your peer network with whom you can stay in contact via the KBS alumni program. Another rose is your personal and professional development, which should never stop just because you've completed your qualification. If you're a bachelor or a master's graduate, you're entitled to a 20% discount on any other KBS course you undertake. Other roses include the country you're living in, your health, your freedom, your pets, your friends, your family, your ability to learn from mistakes, your talents, your home, the air you breathe, the bed you sleep in, the safety and security, your sense of humor, the clean and refreshing water you can drink, the nourishing food you can eat, your brain, the moon and the stars, the oceans and the sunsets, your favorite music, the medicine that heals you, the clothing that keeps you warm. Maybe you yourself are the brightest rose of all. You certainly are for us at Kaplan Business School, because we are profoundly grateful you chose us to be your educators. We wish you enormous success and true happiness. Thank you and congratulations.